have made. Lord, we commit our program into your hands. We pray for success. We pray that whatever topic that we're about to talk about, we will learn a lot from it and would have insights. We pray for wisdom on the part of our spokespeople, and we pray that everything will end in praise. In the mighty name of Jesus, we have prayed. Amen.
Amen. Amen. God bless you for praying. So as I said, this is the talk series, and we are talking about finance. We are talking about money today. So there are some questions that we would like to tackle today about: should I go home to pursue my career or find a salary paying job in China not related to my major? And we are also going to tackle something like, are there opportunities in China today to still make wealth? And what are some of the key things to know when doing business in China as a Kenyan? And how can I solve my current financial problems? And we also talk about you just want us to we talk more about opportunities in China and opportunities how to make wealth in China. So I'll call on our president to give us the welcome and opening address. Mr. Francis J. Japan. Hello. Okay. There seems there's a challenge with his network. Hello, President.
Yeah, hello. Yeah.
Yes, please. Please, you're welcome.
Thanks.
Okay. Please, you have the floor.
Oh, sorry. First, I would want to apologize for the network, and yeah, I can continue now. So welcome all of us to the talk, and I'm really glad that we are having this today. So they've been quite a bigger problem, we would say, let's say even an opportunity, but somehow it's a problem because it is hard to know what really China have to offer, right? It is hard to know the laws because not so much is talk about the Chinese law and how it's helped foreigners to actually be around here to conduct business, to think about anything that you'd want to do to tap into the opportunities of China. And here we are having a lot of opportunities that are actually in China, and we do not know anything about it. We do not have this information. We do not even know where to start from. And we found out that this is a very big problem. And then we want to use the talk to be a way where we all could, share ideas, have people who have done this before, who are actually doing it and actually using it now to be here with us. Give us the opportunities here in China. Tell us what are some of the online things that we can do so that we ourselves, as individuals, also as NUGS members, will be able to navigate ourselves in China and have a successful career, as well as the opportunities that we have here. So I welcome us all here, and I hope we have a great knowledge and information shared from our host. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. As he said, there are so many laws that we are not so privy to, and we can also make it big here. So this platform would address that. We'll just have a short musical interlude from the organizing team as we prepare for the next session. So stay tuned.
Side of my story, like a Sharif. Money, 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 yeah. Baby, how we go through stress. See, Kaka crown I pay. Man, them they want some money for pockets, but they baby, I know the way. Fake life, I they live every day. I'm afraid to be around today, be an miss, yeah. Oh, but some if I don't say my friends, my main, me who make I get the money. Show me where the money there. I just the hustle for long go. See, I emoja, he make all the craze for someone, some be sucking my blood, though. But sure leave me, make I pass my way. I they see money, they come to stay. I wake up, I down on my knees and I pray. I know they like living with poverty, yeah. Show me where the money there. I just the hustle for long go. See, I emoja, he make all the craze for someone, some be sucking my blood, though. But sure leave me, make I pass my way. I they see money, they come to stay. I wake up, I down on my knees and I pray. I know they like living with poverty, yeah. Me and my boys, if you watch for streets, and my boy, I talk every day repeating to me, but now that we know we sleep, I hear them.
Any position of the
Money
camera.
say we no fit dream. And man know they saw them my body for we. So any sick we do like we no see. Anything illegal try me I dey bleed. Now baby I'm a true be money over peace. Same penny pie I be the ones for money to break a trouble song. They see me for that they think say I be dumb. Me say pass dunya papa I come. Me run me kwa ya facha me my God. My Canada you be you pe ogono. I know you get many plans for your boy, but me honey that's so I no feed the Lord. Show me where the money there. I just the hustle for long go. Sika emoja, he make all the craze for someone, some be sucking my blood. But sure leave me, make I pass my way. I they see money, they come to stay. I wake up, I down on my knees and I pray. I know they like living with poverty. Kali kali every day, but if I be brave, them say I be lazy. Oh, yeah, me as a friend, I'm it, but my friend is every day go waste. Kali kali every day, but if I be brave, them say I be lazy. Oh, yeah, me as a friend, I'm it, but my friend is every day go waste. Money, money, where you there? 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 Baby, how we go through stress? See, Kaka crown I pay. Man, them they want some money for pockets, but they baby I know the way. Fake life I they live every day. I'm afraid to be around today, be an miss, yeah. Oh, but some if I don't say my friends, my main, me who make I get the money. Show me where the money there. I just the hustle for long go. Sika emoja, he make all the craze for someone, some be sucking my blood, though. But sure leave me, make I pass my way. I they see money, they come to stay. I wake up, I down on my knees and I pray. I know they like living with poverty. Show me where the money there. I just the hustle for long go. Sika emoja, he make all the craze for someone, some be sucking my blood, though. But sure leave me, make I pass my way. I they see money, they come to stay.
Okay. Please, while we listen to the music, if you're online and you are in Nanjing especially, kindly indicate your school and the city just so that we can mark the attendance properly. And just in case you are not in Nanjing, kindly just attach the city you are in and so that we could recognize all of you and welcome you properly. Okay, so while we do that, I would like to acknowledge some people in the house that are respected and have made it possible for us to be here today. So, first and foremost, I would like to acknowledge the executives of NUGS-Nanjing for being here, so for organizing this program. God bless you. The organizing committee, we acknowledge your effort. We acknowledge the NEC. Mr. Collins Say, I see you. Thank you for being here. Honorable SG Francisca, I acknowledge you too. And welcome, Irene. thank you for being here as well. I think I don't know if all of the naked are here, but we thank you for making it possible for us to use this opportunity to bless people. And our past president is here, Mr. Derek Ankwana Kujo, and we acknowledge your presence, and all the members of NUGS-Nanjing. God bless you for being here. Let's stay tuned and enjoy the rest of the program. So organizing team, just 1 minute as we organize and get into the other section. Thank you.
I wake up, I down on my knees and I pray. I know the light is making poverty. Cause I be on the beat.
Okay, thank you, Organa, for the music. I've been prompted that we should turn on our videos for a short interactive session. So if it's possible that you can turn on your video for just a minute so we see the people we are talking to and we hit right into the program. So okay. Hello, Mr. Kwana Kujo. I see you.
I see you.
Boss, how are you doing?
Madam, I'm fine. How are you too? Madam Financial Secretary, I see you.
Okay.
Hey, Senior Ladipo, I salute sir. I salute sir.
How are you?
Presto, Bakope. Hey, Senior Martin, challenge penning for around though. Mamin Chichi and penning for. Hey, Bosu George. I salute.
Okay, Ladipo.
The Honorable Derek.
The one and only king.
Nanache, my suspend no.
Okay.
Hey, Vice Beef, I salute you, senior man.
Hey, Martin, I see your teacup crown.
Messiah, you know, I salute, sir. I salute, sir.
Okay.
I salute my neck executives.
How are you? Hi, Ella.
Doing great.
Hello.
I salute my neck executives. Secretary beyond the pen. Welcome back, Subtle Beauty.
I salute you.
I salute both.
Joel. Salute you.
Okay, so thank you all for your obedience. I would like to introduce the speaker to take over the next section. He's in the person of Mr. George Wedi. He's actually my personal mentor, and he's lived in China for like 11 years. An educator and a business specialist, an uncle in event management, and his business journey has given him enough knowledge and understanding in wealth creation. And he has a passion to see other people grow financially. So he has the concept of grow with me. So, Mr. Brady, Mr. Brady,
Yes, Miss C.
yeah,
Miss Harmon.
our cash papa, our patron. Kindly take
Right,
over the next
right.
session.
Mm.
Thank you.
Okay, so Yabema Obibia Kwaba, we want to welcome everyone once again. It's always been a long-lasting dream where we could put young people. We're all young. Some of us are aging, but it's never too late to get the knowledge what we should have known many years ago. And so we agreed with the NUGS-Nanjing, NUGS-CHINA Nanjing chapter executive. First, let me also greet all protocols observed. Honorable President, National President, Mr. Collins, and then past executive, President Derek is here. And also we have our President Francis, Nanjing chapter, and other NEC executives as well. So welcome once again. And we hope we all have fun together and then we learn from one another. I'll be talking later. We have about 4 speakers touching various parts. Yes, greetings from Huzhou. Yes, so Nana Kwesi from Huzhou, thank you for joining Nanjing program. You're welcome. And we also want to have this opportunity to equip ourselves. We originally supposed to have 4 speakers so that touching all different parts, because opportunities in China, trust me, it is big, and one person will not be able to finish talking about, or 2 people. It might even take a year, because with what we've learned, I see Honorable Dr. Eben is, Dr. Eben is around, and with such experience, with time, we would all come in and then also give something, put something, spice it up a little bit for all of us to know the reality on the ground. It's been, I'm not going to say it's been smooth. It's been hard, but it's been enjoyable. Like, I personally have enjoyed the journey so far. And so we would get into the first part. We have our first speaker. He's a student, a master master cum PhD student from Hohai University in Nanjing. He's an entrepreneur. He's married, and he's an entrepreneur, a freelancer, worked for IT and then solar companies in China. He's been in China for 7 years, and I personally have seen the zeal, the passion that this young man has. Starting when he started his first company in Shanghai, I could see that the passion, the desire was burning. And when he was spending money buying equipment, I was like, hey, Akwawe, you scout. Now they all toys in Kwan. And then he would tell me, Senior George, this is the future. This is the money, for the future. And we were very privileged we organized, like, for what Essie said, one of my field is organizing events. And we work closely with the government of Nanjing to organize some event for university students. And little did I know that the speaker coming up, one of his technology will be used to broadcast the event to global, platform. And Tanzania, Kazakhstan, all these people were feeding on his machine just to take, just to have a feel of what is happening in Nanjing. And then they had to also broadcast that on their national television. And I really realized the vision he had when he started buying all these toys. And it wasn't a toy anymore. It was something that was really being used to help develop whatever that we were doing. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here once again. And let's welcome Mr. Che Balfour. Thank you. So he's going to take over, and then he would introduce to us some things, and then later we can also ask more questions. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, please, we can hear you, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody, for the opportunity to do my presentation. And it's not actually going to be like a full presentation because we're going to do a little bit of interaction and share ideas, since we have other entrepreneurs, other big men on the platform who will be here also to support us. And I believe all those that have joined also have a skill or a knowledge about something that will be able to help others. Thank you. All right, so I would like to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Yao. Mr. Yao, can you see me? He's one of my big boss. And the NUGS executive, the neck and everything. And the Nanjing executive, thank you for giving me the platform. Saying the platform, I just remembered who said yeah. Anyways. All right, so I'm going to do a little presentation about the opportunities in China. I actually discovered most of them along the way, and a few ones that are basically online, I just discovered like a year ago. And I believe that is going to be very useful to foreigners in China, because we are here to learn, go back home, and to make impact. All right, so please let me know if you are not from Ghana. Let me know in the chat section where you are from, or where you are joining this program from. Please let me know in the chat section, please. Quick. Let me know where you are joining this program from. Real quick. Well, let me check the chat. Oh, greetings from Huizhou. Thank you. Anybody join us from another country or maybe any city in China, please put it in the chat section. Let me know. Let us be very interactive. It's not going to be a preaching today. My apologies, guys. Put in the chat section where you're joining us from. I'm just waiting, guys. All right, good. We have Sujo in the house. Great. How been? Oh my goodness. Yi-chan, thank you from Nanjing. Joining us from Hangzhou, Gideon, welcome. Who else? Hey, come on, we have over 52 people on the platform. Okay, who else again? All right, from Fuko, Republic of Fuko. Yeah, as you join us from Nanjing. All right, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Martin, I see you over there. All right, so today we'll be talking about the opportunities. There are so many opportunities. Thank you, Zhenjian, for being here. So many opportunities in China, so I'll be releasing a few ones of them. There are so many, but I believe for the sake of time, I might not be able to release all of them. But I will entreat us to grab our pen and paper, or if you have your notes on your computer or your phone, please be ready to type a few things that will be helpful for you to follow up on. Do more research, because I will not be able to open throughout everything to you. You have to do a follow up. Or maybe after this section, after this program, maybe if you have further more questions, you can communicate with the executive for us to get in touch. All right, Stella from Nanjing. All right, so it is my innermost desire that each and everyone on this platform become a great man, become successful in life. Just as we are seeing ourselves over here, it is not just anything. We are not here for hearing sake, but it is of a purpose that we're supposed to be here. And I like that I'm meeting different people from different countries, even from Ghana, from different cities, different tribe, and all that. It is such a privilege for me to meet all these people. And I would like to entreat us that in this very program, let us open our mouth wide and our mind to everything that we'll be sharing. Because just as I've stated in the first page, that wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, which is get knowledge. In all that get understanding. So everything you really want to do in life, you need to get more knowledge, do more research about what you really want to do. You don't want to get into something and then you will have a huge loss. Warren Buffett said that do not invest through speculations. I believe that most of the times we do invest in so many opportunities. I believe that our current problem we had was face shield. A lot of people, because of speculations, hey, Charlie, this face shield, do you buy? Was it 3 kwai or 3 kwai? And you can sell back home like 10 kwai and earn or something like that and earn a lot of money. And this was because of speculations. I believe that a lot of people hardly researched into it. Please, if you are a victim of face shield, please hit the #1 button on the keyboard and let me see. I want to see all the face shield victims, please. Face shield, face shield, face shield. Press the button 1. Press 1, press 1. I want to know if you bought some face shield and it went AWOL. Things didn't work as you planned. Put 1, put 1. Face shield messed up. There are a lot of face shield back home. Now, even if you're giving it to somebody, they tell you, I don't need it. We've all become victims of face shield. Because due to speculations, people were posting and people back home, they could be really enticing to tell you what is going on. Yeah, bring it. Hey, the market, wow, blah. You know, people can really talk. You know, people back home, they can really talk. But when you give them a task to do, and then they'll mess up your money. That is the big problem most of us are facing right now. All right. Face shield, oh my goodness. Face shield has been a problem. All right. Okay, so in all that getting, get understanding in everything that we may do. So through this event, we are focusing more on the positive side. I know most of the time there are certain negativity if you like to embark on a project or maybe embark or look for a job or you get rejected or you get fired and stuff like that and we feel that we are not good enough and everything. But let our heart not be troubled. I believe that these are challenges in life that we get to experience. I can't really imagine the number of jobs that I have applied in China, the interviews I went, and then they'll be like, oh no, please, you don't qualify. You are not actually good enough. But it didn't give me that opportunity to look down on myself because I knew that I have great potentials and the future is really bright. So it is not about what your friend will say or what that the HR will say. Just see yourself to be an extraordinary person, that you have so many potentials to exhibit in this life. All right, so next page. All right. Okay, so today we talk about the offline part and the online part. For the online section, you'll be able to work from anywhere, work from home, work, classroom, wherever you are, back home, you can make a lot of money. And the offline part, you have the opportunity to embark on internship programs, get together with networking with people, networking mixer and everything. You have the opportunity to indulge in conferences. There are a lot of conferences in China. I believe that most of the time we see these conferences, we're like, yeah, that's not my thing. But I believe that if you were back home, you'd be like, I want to attend this conference in China and all that. But we have conferences each and every week around China, but we hardly go because we feel like, this is not my thing. And there are job fairs, content fairs, exhibitions where you can meet a lot of businessmen, make links, get connections. We have the opportunity to teach, get a career or get a corporate job. The opportunity, if you have such skills like an instrumentalist or a singer, you have the privilege to perform in China. It is true. And the ability also to be an entrepreneur, you have your own company there. And for the online part, there are also online platforms where you can have your own internships. And then some of them you'll not be paid, others will be paid. And the platform also for you to network and learn to engage yourself in businessmen. At least you feel good, you know. I believe that if you really want to be the president of Ghana, you will not go to any school and learn medicine, right? As a politician, you do things that will get you to the top. And I believe that we all know that if you start pursuing a medical career, it might not end you there, or any other career that is not in line with politics. That is not in line for you to be the president of Ghana. It will hardly take you there. I believe that we all want to do things that will help us to get to the top. That is why we are all pursuing our careers, because we have a purpose and the things we really want to achieve in life. All right, just like I said, let us put on a positive mind. Let us detox our mind, because everything we're going to talk about over here, without detoxing your mind, taking out every negativity out of your mind, you'll not be able to research about these things or work into these things. I would believe that we are all going to think big. You know, I love Albert Einstein. He said, imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attraction. If you think more negative, it will have impact in your life. If you think positive stuff, you have more impact in your life. And imagining about great and mighty things you'll be able to accomplish. Just like we always say, the sky is the limit. So it is possible for us to accomplish anything in this life once we put our mind to it. All right, so on top of that, you know that whatever we focus our mind to, it grows. And as we think about things in life, positive stuff, it expands. Even if it is negative, it will also expand. And at the end of the day, once you dwell upon such thing, you end up, if it is negative, you will end up getting negative, you know. If it's positive, I believe that your destiny will be fulfilled. You'll be able to accomplish your purpose on earth. All right, so now the next one is, do you have a CV? Please press the 2 button if you have a CV, please. Press number 2, press number 2. If you do not have a CV, please press 3. Let us know in the chat section if you have a CV. Please, not just any ordinary CV. Some CV, you will see how it is really scattered. Anytime it gets to the HR, they will just kick your CV out, just like that. Yeah, please, I want to see if you have your jumping CV. Your jumping CV and your real CV, you know what I mean? Press 2 if you have a CV, press 3 if you do not have one yet. I want to know in the chat section. Okay, people do have a CV. All right, now I think sooner or later we need to check people and their CV, how they have arranged their CV. Because there are some CVs, if you see the CV, you're going to kick it out. Okay, press number 4 if you have a LinkedIn account. Press number 4. Let me know if you have a LinkedIn account. A LinkedIn. Please press 5 if you do not have an account. Probably you may not be a social media person. It doesn't matter. Please press the 5 button if you are not on LinkedIn. Okay, not on LinkedIn. Very good. All right, so, having a perfect CV is really vital when you are looking for a job or having an account on LinkedIn is also essential when you're looking for a job abroad or if you're looking for a job locally. Because most of, for example, if you're looking for a job back home, you'll be able to submit your CV to the HR and stuff like that. They will ask you to add your LinkedIn account. So they will check stuff about you. All right, then let's proceed. All right, so there are a lot of internship opportunities in China. And I believe that if we get ourselves involved, some schools in Shandong province and a few other schools in other cities, they provide students the privilege to have an internship jobs. And I believe MTA, this official WeChat platform, they also give privilege to people to have internship opportunities. And then most other official pages like Talentia, which is in Shanghai, Hand for internship jobs. These platforms, they give people the opportunity to learn and also practice what they have learned. Because there's a vast difference between what you learn in school and what is on the on the battlefront, at the workplace. Things done over there are pretty much different. Because some companies you go, but you realize that everything you learned in school, about 95% of them is not applied over here because they have to train you in a different area. All right, so it is essential that we find an internship opportunity in China. Once we are here to learn. We do not want a situation where you go back home and you do not have any skills. Because as we are filling our CV, it is better we get some internship opportunities in China so that we can also build our CV up. All right, there are also some networking opportunities. I believe that this WeChat official page, 100 Tech, they offer networking opportunities in RL. There are so many other platforms in China. I believe you have joined such official pages that they promote such networking event or mixes that you get to interact with people from different countries, people having their own company, expats and everything and all that. I believe that it is also good for us to get in this circle because if you know where you're going, it is better you get your momentum from these places. Probably you are a shy person. This is also a good place for you to build up. All right, and the next one is seminar or conferences, workshops. Like I said earlier on, there are so many conferences, there are so many seminars across China, and it will be a privilege for us to get involved exhibitions in China and other conferences, which will be great for each and everyone on this platform. Today, before we leave, I will share another important, I would say a bonus. If you really want to go back home and work, it is better you get a job back home before you leave. And there is a platform in China that offers this opportunity. So please just stay behind until the end of this program and I will share with you this opportunity. And then if you really want to go back home, you will get a job before you leave. All right, so there is an opportunity where you can teach a language in China. And these are the languages you can teach, and there are other subjects as well. This is also another opportunity where we can get ourselves involved. If you're into biology, you can get a job as a biology teacher. If you can teach different language like Italian, English, and many other languages, there is such opportunity which we can get ourselves involved. All right, so you could also be a performer. Mostly these gigs do not often come. I've had my fair share of these gigs. I think this is me, myself. I think 5 years ago, there was this opportunity that came. Some guys were supposed to go and play, but they were not available. I had the chance to play. And at the end of the day, we went on stage for just 5 to 10 minutes and they gave me my $100 bill. And I was like, wow, this is pretty amazing. So if you also have these kind of skills, if you're a footballer, if you are an instrumentalist, there are such opportunities around which you can get yourself involved, which you can earn a few dollars or a few RMB in a day. All right, so there is this opportunity where you can also work as an entrepreneur in China or establish your own company. So they call it warfare. That is the wholly foreign-owned enterprises. This gives you the privilege to be the CEO and have a shareholder for this company, for your company, if you really want to establish that. But at the end of the day, opening a warfare company will cost you money. We had one in Shanghai, and that cost a lot. Probably before you open a company in China, you should basically have a business plan. And having a good business plan can launch you in so many opportunities. So opening a company, it is also possible for a student and a foreigner in China. You could have a trading company, you could have a consulting company, or any other company in China. All right, and there's this other privilege where you not actually open a company, but the province or maybe the city will give you a visa, like a work visa, like entrepreneur visa, for you to stay if you have a good business plan, and they will be able to support you. All right, so I believe that most people think that the only opportunity in China is to teach as a teacher, and I believe that there are so many job opportunities I have listed here that as a foreigner, you can get yourself involved. If you need an internship job, I think this is the best place for you to get such opportunity. All right, so for customer service, mostly for foreigners in China, most companies, they have clients all over globally. So most of the time, they prefer to have someone that have the Western background and will be able to talk to customers. And if you are into such field, you can apply for such jobs or such internships in your city or in another city. All right, so all these, I cannot name all these things, but these are opportunities for foreigners. You can be a sourcing agent for companies, you can be a developer, you can be an advertisement, you can run ads for companies or handle their social media platforms and everything. These opportunities, they are all online. You can just apply. I'll share some websites where you can apply for all these job opportunities. And the good thing about this part is that they do not require you to have an intensive Chinese background. And your basic Chinese is pretty enough for you to, because most of the workers, they can speak English. So it is convenient. I've worked for 2 companies in China so far. The first company that I worked with, I worked as a foreign trade salesman, which is the 3rd one, yes. And I was communicating with foreign customers in Dubai and other countries, checking on their Facebook stuff and all that. And my recent job that I had was an IT company where they were building computers, building tablet PCs and stuff like that for companies and e-commerce websites abroad. So mostly they could get about 20,000 pieces of laptop, 50,000, and so on and so forth. So having the experience to know how the Chinese are flourishing in their business, you know, Chinese are the order of the day. They are making a hit in our century. So it is also a good platform for you and I to learn from them. We get ourselves involved, we learn some tidbits, how they work and their efficiency. And then we can use that when we go back home or when we establish our company. We will know how to run our company because we have had several encounters with our previous company. So it's pretty good. All right, so, and the other job is maybe, okay, you can just check them out. And these are other ones of it. You can also work as English technical support. There is a company in Shanghai and they work for Microsoft. Mostly they need workers, English technicians. So maybe the software, the Microsoft got a problem, you help the client to fix it, right? We remotely fix their problem for them and all that. I know of a foreigner in my school that is working there. And these are other opportunities. You can be a promoter. You can even be a nanny if you want. We basically know that most foreigners are DJs and stuff like that. If you have the chef skills, you can also good. I think I saw a job in Shanghai that they were looking for a chef. So if you are an Italian chef or stuff like that, you can apply for these opportunities. Other companies also are looking for content writers, English content, right? Not Chinese, English. So if you are a good content writer, you can also apply. They pay good money. I cannot put their prices or their salary over here. And most other companies also, they are looking for African agents. So if you are from Africa, it is a privilege for you. They are looking for agents because they want to ship stuff to Africa. So I think that it is such an opportunity. All right, so these are the websites where you can find jobs in China. So 51 Job, Lepin.com, or Zippin.com, or Boss. All these are in Chinese, exception of 51 Job. The home interface is a little bit in English, but the others they are all in Chinese. I think for 51 Job, you can have 3 different CV over there. So you can have your teaching CV and your actual CV over there. So if you're applying for a job and it's teaching, you can switch and send your teaching CV to the HR. Right. And, all right, looks like my time is, oh my goodness. All right, my apologies. Let me quickly go to the online part. And there are other jobs also on LinkedIn and Instagram, Facebook, all in China. These are jobs. If you've never had such experience, please. And there are official pages on WeChat that they give job opportunities, like this one, EC Careers and Talencia. Yeah, they all offer job opportunities, so you can join most of the platforms. All right, so let me get on the online part. This is me, myself, and I was working online during the pandemic or the pandemic time. It's still pandemic though. All right, so I was working online. I just discovered a platform where I can earn a few bucks at the end of the day. So I'll be enlightening us on it. But the most important part that I want to talk about is e-commerce. I believe a lot of people are selling online, and it is through your credibility that you're gonna get a lot of referrals from people. People are selling on WeChat, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and WhatsApp, and it is through referrals that most people get their customers, and it's pretty amazing. So if they're interested in selling products on WeChat or other social media, at least to get the experience, the idea is not to earn money. Anytime you are enjoying something and you think about money, you might not get there that much. But the idea is to gain experience in the business world, which is pretty amazing. All right, now on top of it is called drop shipping. Now, drop shipping is very popular across the globe. Please, if you've heard about drop shipping, please hit the #1 button if you've heard about drop shipping. Drop shipping is where you can have an e-commerce website and you can sell your stuff without having stock. So for example, me, I want to sell my products, but I do not have stock at my location, right? But I can buy from either AliExpress or I can buy the product from 1688 or maybe on Taobao and ship to the customer abroad. So most foreigners outside China, they are all into drop shipping. They use a platform called Shopify where you can have your e-commerce site and everything. Mostly Shopify used to give 90 free days and stuff like that, but I believe they've changed it so far. So this is a huge opportunity for us in China because those outside China, they are making thousands and thousands of dollars every week, every day, and every month. And it's really amazing. I get a lot of texts from people. I want to do a drop shipping. Please, can you help me? Because for me, my online job that I'm doing is that I'm working as a sourcing agent in China. So most foreign clients, they want to buy product from China and ship to their customers. So mostly they locate me on Fiverr so that I help them to negotiate and arrange their shipment all the way. I do not do anything. I do it just sitting right at home. All right, so this is just a sample. If you're into drop shipping, you use a platform called Shopify, you can earn a lot of money. And with this, you just run ads on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, and you just leave it. You go do your normal work. Before you come back, you will have a lot of people buying your product. All right, next. So this is a shop, an e-commerce shop from a customer that I had yesterday. He showed me his shop and the things he is selling. He needed some products in China. But I believe that people outside China are looking for such privilege. How much more people that we are in China that we can even earn much more than those that are outside. So I believe that if we do a little bit of research about drop shipping, we can actually buy the product, have our own shop online, buy the products. If we get a client from abroad who purchases our products, we just ship from the warehouse, from the supplier to the warehouse of the shipping company, and they will ship to the customer. It's pretty quick. You do not have to do anything. Just sit at home and coordinate all these. All right, so there is the other part of dropshipping, which is also in China. You can do dropshipping in China, where you can have a Taobao account. You connect your Taobao account to your 1688. So there are most suppliers on 1688. You connect your Taobao account to it, and you don't need to have an inventory. You don't need to have a product with you. If a customer buys from your Taobao shop, it will go directly to the guy on 1688, and they will ship to your customer and you get your profit. So I believe this one they are into details, but since we do not have time, we will talk about it later. All right, so now there are also high income skills that pays. High income skills that you can earn $500 a day, $100 a day, $300 a day, or $1,000 a week. There are so many high income skills that pays really much. Because due to this pandemic, we know a lot of people lost their jobs because it was their career job, right? It is easy to lose your job, but if you have skills, it cannot be taken away from you. It's a skill you have acquired and it's something you can earn money out of it. So I believe that aside us schooling, working and other things, we can find time to learn a skill that can help us to earn more money. If you're able to learn any of these skills, there are so many of them, I couldn't list them. Oh my goodness. If you're able to learn any of these skills, you'll be able to make thousands of dollars in a week or a month. All right, so there is this platform called Acadium. They give people the platform, for example, an apprenticeship. If you really want to do online internship, you can sign up on Acadium. They'll give you the privilege. You work with companies abroad, and it is pretty huge. Looks like my time is up. Please just bear with me 5 more minutes, okay? Sorry, guys. So this is also an online networking platforms where if you are into webness, you can get involved on Eventbrite, BNI, where you pay some money, or Meetup, where you can connect with people that are into your field. If you're into business, you can connect with people there, so that if you want to learn how to do a presentation, stuff like that, you can also join Toastmasters and whatnot and all that. They have branches all over the world. All right, so now talking about high income job, for example, you in China pursue your career. When you go back home, you earn a lot of money versus the high income skills. So for the high income job, you work 9 to 5 job, right? From 9 to 5. But if you acquire skills and you are working online or working offline, you have control over your time. You can work anytime you want. And for the job, you have a fixed income. It could be plus or minus. Sometimes getting promotion from your boss is not easy. You want your boss to increase your salary, it is difficult. But if you have a skill, you can scale and you can earn more money. And for working for a company, you are in one specific location, but if you acquire skills, you can work in different locations. I know of a girl on one of these WeChat platforms. She is in Ghana. She's running a wholesale business on one of these WeChat platforms. She's getting orders every day. She is still in Ghana. She's making money while in Ghana. So it is such a privilege. All right, and most of the time, so you have control over your life when you have a skill. But you might not have much control over your life when you have an high income job, because you can be fired anytime. So it is better as you work for companies, you try to acquire other skills that will help you earn more money for your family and for your future. All right, so these are the list of platforms where you can work online. Fiverr, Guru, Legit, Freelancer. Behance, TopTalk, Upwork, and Project for Hire. There are other platforms. But for me personally, I focus more on Fiverr. All right, I have freelance and stuff like that. I'm getting jobs over there, but I focus more on freelance, sorry, on Fiverr. So I'll talk in 2 minutes about Fiverr, all right? So Fiverr is a marketplace where you can showcase your skills. You may not have some skills, or you may have some skills, where this is a platform where you can buy and sell your services. So if you need some information, if you need someone to help you, you can go on Fiverr and search for whatever you need. You pay that person, or if you have skills, you can sign up as a seller on Fiverr, and then people will pay you every day. So this is actually my account on Fiverr, and this is the buying part. If you need someone to create a Shopify stuff for you, or I will create and edit stuff for you, you can search for people in such positions, and they will help you. All right, so the second one on the list, for what I do on Fiverr is I work as a sourcing dropshipping agent in China. So normally I get a lot of clients because I'm on the first row. Every day I get a lot of clients. So I believe that we can all sign up on this platform. If you have skills, or you may not have skills, there are other skills you can learn in a week or two that will help you to also make a little bit of some income that is pretty good. I think within my period on Fiverr, this is the amount of money I've gotten so far. And these are the services. Normally on Fiverr, if you sign up, you are a new seller. And if you do a good job, they will promote you to level 1. So I just got promoted recently. And these are the services I offer there. And perhaps you have better skills. You are a teacher. Always I get a lot of text. And I believe that if we have skills and we sign up on this platform, we'll be able to make money. For example, this guy, he will write articles for you and will charge you $25. Looking over here, he has 9 orders in the queue. So even if people are buying the basic order, right, the basic gig with $25, and he has 9, how much? You do the math. So it is so amazing. If you have skills, you can sell your services on this platform. This young man did not have any skills, but he said, I'll record a funny happy birthday video in less than 24 hours. And he is making money. He got 2 others in the queue. He's also making money. So you may have some skills or may not have. You can also work on Fiverr. Right? For example, this guy, I will translate English to Chinese. So sometimes it is better if you have some Chinese friends or Chinese companies, you can partner with them and get these jobs for them, and you get your commission. You understand? Mostly that was what I was doing in the beginning. All right. For example, this guy said, I will create a church flyer for you. He has 25 orders and he charges $10 per one. So within a day, he can get $250 if he's able to fulfill all these orders in a day. So there are so much opportunities on Fiverr. If you have skills, you can sell your services. As they have so many different ones. Later on, you can go on Fiverr.com and check it out for yourself. This guy has like 38 orders and taking $5. And I don't want to take much of your time. I think my time is fast spent. I would like to end here, and then if anybody have any other, we can put it later on. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Cheba, for yeah, we were actually waiting for this part, the Fiverr. I wish maybe you had started that earlier, and then people would be able to know exactly how to even create an account. Because I was introduced to Fiverr by you, and a few things, and I'm enjoying the benefits of it. So I think towards the end, people will be asking lots and lots of questions about the Fiverr. So please just stay put and open your ears, get ready for those questions that are going to be coming in. Thank you very much. Thank you all for your patience. And I think it's been very, very great so far, so good information. And we have a lot to process in right now. The second speaker, I'm going to introduce him now. And he is in a person of Mr. Yao Nyeneku. I've known him ever since I came to China. I met him in China, you can imagine. So never think I'm too old in China. Essie was like, hey, George, watch your China. You know, 11 years is not, it's not too long, I beg. If I met Mr. Yao Nyeneku, you can imagine. Well, he's been in China for close to about 15 years. And he's a wonderful brother. He's a
Yes.
wonderful brother. I was privileged to be one of the, do we call the groomsmen? Yes, you know, so you can imagine how close we are. And he has a lovely wife. He's actually a Ghanaian Argentine. So please, he will be speaking Spanish and Chinese and English. He speaks Chinese fluently, English, of course, from Ghana. So he speaks Ghana. He speaks Spanish. He's beginning to pick up Spanish now. So he's wonderful. He has two beautiful children. He's an entrepreneur. We all started as students, like backyard students, going to school, talking, taking exams. And here we are, like, you know, now we've graduated from student level to business level, where we no longer talk about Charlie exams, you know, what is coming up, you know, what did Laoshi say? And we now talk about business. You know, he's an engineer by profession and also a businessman, passionate about leadership and mentorship. And yeah, he's spoken at various forums in China. His job right now has taken him very far, and he has known people, pa, 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 pa. So yeah, he wants more interactive way. So a few words from Mr. Yao Nyeneku, and then this session will be more interactive. I'll be asking him some very, very technical questions. And with that, he will be able to walk us through this part of the real offline opportunities and how to seize them in China as well. Thank you so much. Over to you, Mr. Yao Nyeneku.
Good evening, and thank you all for taking time to join today's meeting. I know it's still night in China. I'm actually not in China at the moment. God willing, I'll return next month. But I really appreciate all that NUGS is actually doing for the students' body. I know I've known most of you on the platform for a very long time, including Brother George, Dr. Aben, Glenn David, and your former president. So it's a very great honor for me to be able to share a few things with you today. And I don't have a presentation slide, so I was hoping that it would just be a conversation if you don't mind. And this, I mean, seeing this platform that I think quite a number of people here, it's a dream that we all had while we were in school, that at least we'll have the opportunity to speak to people who were probably working or had been in China for some time. But I remember when I was in Nanjing, we were just about 2 or 3 Ghanaians before people actually started coming in. And we didn't have that many people to talk to. So I think it's a very wonderful opportunity here that we can all learn from each other, like Brother Chi just shared with us. So I hope that I'll be able to also at least share something with you today that would also be a blessing. Thank you.
Okay. So, Mr. Nyeneku, like, you started as a mechanical engineer, and then you did a bit of education, management. You started with a bit of teaching and then moved to the management level. How did you move from being a student to being a worker in China?
Okay. Actually, I think most Ghanaians or most of our brothers and sisters in China, they know that, okay, sometimes the easiest jobs to find when you're in school is usually just teaching. And I remember when I was in school, I was always thinking that what are some of the opportunities that I can have when I'm done with school, because I did engineering and I also did my master's in business. So I was more leaned on, okay, I don't want to waste too much time teaching English when I knew that I had a plan to be a business administrator and engineer. So I started teaching for fun. I mean, I love that because I was also preaching at the church, so it was fun to do. But while I was doing that, I think for some of you are here who probably have worked with or even got the opportunity to also employ when my formal school, what I did was that I made sure that I did the best that I was able to do at that time, because I saw Ghanaians, I saw different people, Americans who were coming to work at that school, but they all did it mainly for the money. But I never did it because of the money. And I put in hours that were not required. And when I was teaching the kids, I taught them like I was doing a presentation for a president. And I put in so much work that I worked, I think the first job I worked when I was in the education industry was about for 4 years. And I worked those 4 years. Every 6 months my salary changed. I never asked for a salary increase. After 6 months just working there, they made me in charge of the foreign teachers from different countries. But I always pushed myself to harness myself to see that what else can I do? Because I wasn't doing it for the money. I was learning certain skills to make sure that there are several things that I'll be able to do that others will not be able to do. I did my best to outwork everyone else. I did my best to push than every other person did. And that's one thing that I hope that as most of you who are probably you're going to school now, after you're done with school, it's not bad if you have a teaching job to start with. But while you're there, try to prepare for any opportunity that would come in the future. Yes. George.
Okay, thank you very much. So what are some, like the first thing that I think we all would like to know is, should I go home to pursue my career or find a salary paying job in China that is not related to my major? An example, I did medicine, just an example. I'm not a medical doctor, but let's say I did medicine. And then there is this pharmaceutical company that wants to hire me because they want to sell some drugs overseas. But if I go home as a medical doctor, I know the future of medicine, or I know the respect that comes with it back home. In this case, how would we be able to sense all these opportunities? Like, is it a right move? Is it a right opportunity for me to dive in?
Okay. I think this is one of the dilemmas that most people will actually go through while you're in China. When you're done with school, you always be wondering, should I go back home or should I stay? And it's important to always prepare ahead of time while you're studying. Don't wait till last minute, like, oh, I have just 1 more month to go. What should I do? Because especially in today's world, it's not so easy to secure a job right after school. That's going to be a reality most people will have to deal with. And right after school, some might get jobs. We have a friend, George and I have a friend who got a very good job right after school. But it's not the same story for some people. He's working in one of the big oil companies in Ghana. He is doing very well. But one thing that he did while he was in school was that he always tried to learn a skill. And that's one thing that I encourage most of you to do, that don't wait for just a salary job while you're done with school. Like Brother Chi was sharing, go to Fiverr, have an account on Fiverr. These are things that I even tell people who are as young as 13 years old to do, to go to Fiverr and sign up. There are certain places like Coursera, edX, where you can learn things to harness yourself while you're in school, because you have to prepare yourself before opportunities come. The truth is, when you're done with school, a lot of opportunities will come your way. That's the irony. But the opportunities will come, but the question really is, are you really prepared for the opportunities? Because most people would get the opportunities, but they never get to utilize those opportunities because they were never really prepared for those opportunities. You get the job, oh, do you know how to use PowerPoint? No. I remember 2 months ago, there was an ad that a few people shared in a WeChat post, I shared that with some people, and I said we're just looking for. There was a company in Ghana. I'll be very short. That was looking for some people to work, and it was a very well-paying job. But a lot of people ignored it, and a lot of people were not even prepared for it. But this was a life-changing job. So it's important that before you decide to go home, you are prepared before you go home, like Brother Chase said. And if you want to stay in China, I would advise you that stay if you have something solid. Don't join the club that, okay, I'm going to renew my visa every 6 months. You spend about 80% of your salary doing your visa. That is not really living. That is a struggle. And most people end up spending their entire lives doing that for about 10 years, because I know people like that. And for salary, there is a limit to salary. And most people think that you're making good money in China, so you're going to stay, but nobody really became financially wealthy on salary. There is a limit to salary. Even the MD at Asante Go doesn't make $1 million. So whatever you're making as a salary, if you're teaching, think about wise ways to invest back home, invest in China. I do a lot of that. I've not been in China for almost a year. I've been staying outside in Argentina. I'll go back next month. But I have been able to survive for 9 months, lived comfortably, and I can go over probably the next 6 months, 6 years, not really doing any job, but just staying at home because I did certain investments that are helping me now. So don't kill your career by just earning salary in China. There are people who are sharks now who in several fields because they went back home while they got that opportunity. But some other people are, the only shark they know is probably baby shark because they're teaching. But while you're still in the morning of your life, like from 0 to 30 or 30 to 60 is your afternoon, China will always need you because you're active. But later on in your life, when you're getting old, they will not really have that opportunities in China for you. So if you get the chance to go home if there's a job position available, check for opportunities that are online. But if you're in China and you're teaching, make sure that you have an exit plan. The money you earn as a salary, make sure that you don't spend it because a salary is a seed, is not bread. So make sure that you don't spend it. You try to find investment, and that will be able to help you. Sorry, I spoke too much, George. Please go ahead.
Okay. So how do I, now I'm earning some money in China, and what are some investment platforms available for Ghanaians or available for foreigners to get into?
Okay. Wow. I think Mr. Che mentioned a lot of those platforms that later on I'm hoping he can share the PowerPoints with you. But I'll look at it from a different point of view as other opportunities in China today that you can make wealth. Yes. One of my mentors, he has been in China for close to 25 years. He didn't have a formal education like most of you have. And he struggled a lot in China. He was a barber in China, and now he's one of the few foreigners, I can assure you 100%, who is making millions of dollars in China each year, close to, I think Brother Glenn is on the platform, close to over $200 million each year of goods transaction he makes just in China legally. How did he do this? Because he identified a problem. And there are so many opportunities for wealth creation in China only if you find the problem. There are lots of opportunities than problems for poverty. And you can actually make up your mind that you would actually look for these problems to solve. There are certain, you see, the human mind is always looking for problems to solve. When your eye sees something, that is something wrong with it, automatically you begin to find solutions for that. It's just like most people love football here. When you're watching football and there's something happening on the field, you can easily say, oh, the referee should take this person out because you feel like that's how your mind is. You're already solving the problem. But if you lack the knowledge and you replace the wrong person, you might make a mistake. So this time, I would advise you that you get a mind that is well informed. Don't spend too much time watching movies or doing unnecessary things. Try to build your mind, try to read, try to watch videos, learn to help you create wealth that when you see problems, you'll be able to solve them. Because the greatest tool you have is actually your mind. And most of you are Christians here. You know that Goliath For Saul, he was a problem, but for David, it was a wealth creation opportunity. So for opportunities, I was talking to Brother George yesterday. I'm working on a business plan for a company in Ghana that is trying to establish several opportunities for people who are leaving universities in Ghana because now there are no jobs there. And they told me that find us 50 startup companies that people can do when they're young. And I said, oh, sure, not a problem, because it's going to end up giving about 5,000 jobs. There are certain machines you find in China that they are very useful in Ghana, but they are just probably $1,500. That's probably somebody's salary in China. But you can buy, there are several equipment for making stickers, for making egg crates, several opportunities online, chase a lot of them, but you have to take time, go to Alibaba, go to Taobao, check the latest trends that are going on. You can go to even Amazon if your Chinese is not that good. Check what is trending. Just photocopy that. You all live in China. You know that China, most of the reason why they are as successful as they are is because they have that opportunity to copy, which there's nothing wrong with that. If you're able to find any opportunity in China that is working, you can duplicate the same thing back home or wherever, and you'll be able to actually generate some wealth from that. Thank you, George.
Okay. I think the last one that I will be asking is, how can I solve my current financial problems in China? How can I solve that?
Okay, I think when I came in, there was some music that was going on in the background that I was like, hey, what music is this? It was a very a very interesting music that was going on. But more money does not really solve financial problems. It's actually financial intelligence that does. And I noticed that from the part of the world that we come from, there are certain mindsets we have about money that has kind of limited us in some ways. And we need financial intelligence. We need to know more about money. That's why there are people who are working every month, not just in China, but around the world, that if they miss payday for 1 day or 1 week, that's it, they're in trouble. When I was in Ghana, I grew up my home was pretty good. And my next door neighbor was a footballer in Ghana who made a lot of money. I'm sure most of you might have heard of Audi Saka. And when I was young, this man was very rich, but he didn't have the financial intelligence to be able to solve his financial problem, even though he made a lot of money. So for everybody here, I would advise you to keep two things in your mind. Set financial principles. Learn about money. Money is something that you have to learn about. Just don't earn money. Learn about money. Read about money in books. Every Wednesday I spend time to learn something about money, learn something about finances, because the first thing is have financial principles. Have certain principles when it comes to money. Saving, budgeting. Don't just have money. Don't just use money anyhow, because money it comes from the word currency, from the word current. It flows. It knows who to go to and who not to go to. And the other thing I'll end with is that your financial personality is important. Financial principle, financial personality. And what you do with the money that is in your hand. Mike Tyson was made over $300 million. He ended up becoming broke. Evander Holyfield, you might know him. He had a house that had 109 bedrooms, because he had the money, but he didn't have the financial personality to go with it. Leon Spinks, also the one who beat Muhammad Ali, he became a bartender, even though he made millions. So what I want to let you guys know is that the way you respond with the money in your hand would determine how you are able to really accumulate wealth in China. It takes wisdom to make money, and it takes wisdom to also grow the money that you make. Most of you, I think most of you have my WeChat. Most of you know me. There are several times that I talk to some of you, and that getting rich is not so simple. It's not so easy. It's not so easy to be rich. But actually, people end up becoming rich, and within a few days, they win lotteries. Within a few days, they just end up becoming broke because money is a seed for the rich. But for the poor, money is just bread, like I mentioned earlier. So let's find ways to plant that seed, invest back home. I'm always making risks to invest home. Just last week, I invested back home on several businesses. I asked people what is happening. So whatever you get right now, don't just think about it as, oh, my salary dropped. Think about how you'll be able to grow whatever you get to be able to generate some wealth. That's all I have to say, Mr. George.
Okay, thank you very much. Um, I think, yeah, we will just keep it here because the audience will be asking lots and lots of questions later on. By 9:30, we will open, we will just open it up, open the forum, and then people can ask very personal questions that they need answers to. A few things that personally I would love to add is I'm supposed to be giving presentation as well, but I think I'll just do this in 5 minutes, and then we would give the platform to all of us to be asking questions. So first, I want to welcome one of the brothers from Ghana. He's here, Mr. Robert, and also another brother, Glenn, is here. Thank you for joining us. And then Mr. Jesse is also here as well. Right. Now, with all these said, investment is very important. Now, how are we making the money we're making in China? Now, the only way you can survive, the only way, like Yao, Mr. Nyeneku was saying, he can survive in the next few years or in the next years to come. That is the truth. You know, and this is what we've been able to practice all these years, all because we don't keep money. Money is not supposed to be kept. Money is supposed to be moving around. And I'm not going to say that some investments will be pleasant, not at all. Last week, an investment of ours went bad. Lots of money, we're still waiting for a breakthrough, you know? And this is the reality, but the higher risk you take, the better your return or the higher your return. And that is the reality as well. In China, you might have these opportunities in making some little money, or I'm not even going to say little money. It's a good money as compared to people that are back home. If you are receiving $1,000, there is no middle class person, or there is no first entry worker right from the university earning that much money. And I know most of us are on scholarship. When we came to China, there was no scholarship. Let me give you a brief of my background. I came to China. When I came, I had no scholarship. I was just on my own. My provider, my sponsor had been sick and taken to the US for a heart surgery. So now I'm on my own. And I had to really be very smart. And I've always had a passion in doing things. So I always try to seize the opportunities. And someone who had just come, and every single year I go home, because every single year I'm looking for an opportunity in China, something that is not available back home, and then I will do it. And every time I go, I always tell myself, I am not the person paying for my flight. Someone is going to pay for me. Why? Because the business idea of what I will sell to someone is what will make the person want me to come. So there are numerous, opportunities in China. One, find what is really moving or what you think would be a hit in Ghana. An example is I started off by doing this Invest in Ghana project. Invest in Ghana project, what I decided to do is I would now increase my networking. Now, networking is very important, no matter where you are. In China, we're foreigners, and then how do we interact with these Chinese? Number one opportunity that we should know is the people are the opportunity. Chinese people, the foreigners here are the opportunity. My first job, I introduced this idea. I got a contract with one university in Ghana, and I had no money to do it. And most of these universities are always asking for you pre-finance the whole project before we give you the money. And what do? I have to sell the idea to someone in China, a foreigner. So I spoke with this man and I told him the proposal, gave him the proposal, told him and made him believe in the dream. And it was a reality. He sponsored me. I mean, he invested in my plan, in my vision, and then we were able to execute the plan. And I was able to get some money and a bit more to even pay more than half of my tuition in China and my accommodation in China. You see, ideas are very important. Every day, my mind is always working. My mind is always moving around, looking around like I'm a crazy foreigner. I'm always looking for opportunities, things that I see that are not yet in Ghana, and how we can capitalize on these ones. And if I get them, I talk to people. You know, Invest in Ghana project, I was always moving around talking to Chinese. I meet people on the subway. Now, Chinese people are now, I turned the table round. Instead of Chinese people coming to talk to me, I would go talk to Chinese people. I was looking for people that were like in cars, and everywhere that I go, I make sure I get a network, network done. That's what I'm doing. And now I'm taking it to a different level when I go to the washing bay, and then I look at the cars. I look at the Porsche, the Ferraris, and then all these. So I have decided to take my car to a washing bay that receives Ferrari and Porsche and Chrysler and all this Bentley, because I know I would meet someone who would be interested in one of my projects. Definitely. That is how it works. So you don't really isolate yourself from the people. Number one, like I said, the people are a great resource, a great resource. There are many, and at least out of 1,000, okay, that's too many. Out of 100, you will get one person that would be interested in your idea. It's not going to happen overnight. Like one day, this is what I dream of doing. So I need people to go to Ghana and open a charcoal factory, and then it will happen. No, it doesn't happen like that. It takes lots and lots of work. So it's all about you brainstorming, getting the idea, and then moving from that first quadrant to the second part as a business owner. And investing back home, it's also very possible, very, very possible. Yeah. And I look at all these opportunities in China, and I'm looking at how can we capitalize on these ones? And it's a possibility. It's a possibility. We have to see, we need to use is it the third eye or our sixth sense to really grab these opportunities, because they don't just come around, but you have to look at it carefully and fish them out. You have to look at that carefully and then fish them out. Another thing is, Mr. Chebafo was talking about opening companies. Yes, when I came, I was crazy about opening company. I started, because I had already, before I came to China, I was privileged to be mentored by one great speaker in Ghana, and we were being trained. If Robert was with me at the university back in Ghana, and the man and a lady gave us a task that he wanted us to be the next. He wanted us to have about how many? That was about 10 million those days, about 15 years ago. you know, have about 10 million in our account as a student. And we were able to, for me, I was able to achieve that and then bring that money to China, you know, at least some little money on me where I can use, I can live, and then I can feel satisfied. Yeah. So we would just leave it. It's already 4 minutes past my time, 5 minutes. So thank you very much. Please, if you would like to ask anything, you can just drop it in the chat room, and then we will call you, and then we can see how we would answer these questions for you. So please feel free and let the questions flow now. Thank you very much. So while we're waiting, let me just add this. Investment is a deliberate effort, and you have to be really smart about that, and then you have to really know exactly what you want to do. If you're spending the money, you might think you are just spending it or you're just investing. If I ask you right now to give me about $2,000 and then get a return in about 2 years or 3 years, you would tell me no, you don't have the money. But in the next 3 years, compound interest would always be there for you to maximize your money. You know, so it's very, very important. My first investment, I spent my my university, part of my university fees, and then I spent my hostel fee for 1 whole semester. I had no place to sleep on campus. I was patching, and nobody understood. You know, if Mr. Eddie would say, would bear witness, I was just moving from one place, sleeping with friends and eating. It was horrible. But now I left my investment for how many years now? I left the investment for 12 good years, and it's a good return. It's a good return. And now something is coming in every month and every time. And when I was doing that, I was crying. I had no food. I had no food, and asking people. I was just asking people for help, you know, and thank God I was able to survive. And now I'm smiling and blessing people that I chop their food as well. Thank you very much. I see a hand raised. All right, anyone, please. We came expecting, so please don't leave our speakers.
There's a question in the chat box from our president is saying if it's possible for you to go in detail about the laws governing opening a company.
Okay. Opening a company right now, it's been very, very easy. There are no really hard policies in this. You can open a company I think in almost every big city in China. And the only requirement is you only have to get a business plan and or scope of business. You don't even need a business plan. You just need a scope. And you cannot get into military, business. You cannot do that, of course. You cannot get into. You can get into, let's say, the news agency information, but it is somehow being scrutinized and then censored. Let me use, censored. So there are no really rigid laws right now that are governing opening of a company. Anybody can open a company. But my first experience opening a company in China, I got drained. For 1 year, I was thinking, oh, I want to be a boss. I wasn't even using the company for visa purposes. So there are two types of people who go into opening companies. One is for them to have a visa to stay, which is possible. You'll be able to get a working visa, but it's a business working visa. There are many types. We have the education work visa, where you can use that work visa to teach or be in any educational institution. And there's another one which is only for business, that is corporate, the corporate work visa. So the corporate work visa is the one you cannot use in teaching, but it is likely some people are doing it, which is not a big deal. So opening a company is very, very, very easy. I'm going to put this PDF in the group, in the chat, and then you can read more about that. And if you need help, we can always support you with it. But be ready to be spending money. If you are not ready for your company to be running, you approximately you'll be spending every year. You need to be spending every month. You'll be spending about 300-400 RMB every month for nothing, just paying the tax company. I mean the account office, because you cannot be running your own accounting account. A outsourced company need to be running your account for you, and then you pay them whether money is coming in or money is not coming in. You still need to pay about 400 to 500 RMB every month. And then also at the end of a quarter or a half a year, or at the end of the year, you need to prepare some statement to be given to the government, to the bureau, that you are still in business, even though money is not coming in. And money doesn't have to come in before you get a visa. Let me make that very clear. The moment you open a company, you are qualified to get a permit, but it has to be 2 years. You need to have it. They still have these 2 years of experience. So that is also the thing that you have to really look into. 2 years of that. Yeah, I hope I answered that clearly. Yeah, I see. Thank you so much. As beginners to start comments, how can we get the skills and start selling online? Mr. Cheba Forward, please answer this question. So let's be, I think you can just give the punching lines there, and then we can see how this, yeah. So how can we get the skills? How can we get the skills and start selling online?
Please, no skills is actually needed if you want to have an e-commerce website. You can go to Fiverr as a buyer, and there are people on Fiverr that can help you create an e-commerce store using Shopify. They will connect it with your WordPress and everything, and it will be set up. They will build in everything. You send the products you want to sell to your shop, and they will build everything in for you. Or if you think you are a tech guy and you want to do it alone, it's pretty easy. Connecting Shopify to the website and everything is super easy. Not that much stressful, but if you want a clean and a professional work done, you can pay someone on Fiverr to do that for you. So all that you have to do is to manage it. It is super easy when managing it because it's in English. You know where the files or the items you are selling, you upload it there, the price you change and stuff like that is super easy with that. All you gotta do is do a little bit research, find the product that is on demand, a hot product that when you sell, when you advertise on Instagram or on Facebook, you'll be able to get more leads or people to buy your products. Okay, example, example of the products people do buy, products for gym, and then the household products, and any tech product like the watch. And some people from Brazil, Italy, and stuff like that, they want all these products. They have shops and they are selling. So you can also look into it. You go on AliExpress. Since you are in China, you have the privilege to go on Taobao or 168 to source for a hot selling product over there. And then you can sell that on your e-commerce website. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. There. Mr. Robert Addy, You can unmute yourself and ask your question in as short as possible.
Okay, so hi guys. First I want to give special thanks to George for giving me the invite to this meeting. George, it's been about 15 to 12 years in the investment space, right?
Mm.
It's I must say that we have chalked some successes. We've had some difficult times, and but generally we have made progress, like a whole lot of progress. And I'm actually happy to be in this meeting right now. What I want to find out from the group or the moderators here is, do you have guys who are specialized in the crypto space or people into forex trading? Because a few years down the line into investment, as I began to specialize in that particular arena, and it has yielded for me like a whole lot of profit, like a whole lot of money. I'm looking to convert some of this money into traditional businesses with people around the world, and I actually want to see how that plays out, especially like with you guys already in China right now. I'm currently in Ghana, but we'll be in the US next year. I want to know the possibilities for crypto investments with the moderators in the group over here, especially like with partners from China, forex trading, so on and so forth. How can that also be translated into e-commerce, which seems to be like the forte of you guys over there? I mean, I just want something in the way of uh, information from this particular arena. All right. I hope the question is clear. Or
Not really.
okay, let me put it down into two simple statements. Are there any of you guys over there in the crypto space into crypto investments? Do any of you do hodling? Do any of you invest in coin offerings? Or like,
Yeah.
do any of you have okay, and
Okay.
how's it going?
Before I was trading such like Bitcoin and other stuff like that, repos and those other stuff on Huobi. It's a Chinese platform, like currently based in Hong Kong. So we used to sell coins, and then once the profit comes in, we just convert it into cash and transfer it through Alipay and all that. But
Right.
lately, there have been so many rules in China that I had problems withdrawing my money, so I had to send all my coins to Ethereum and then withdraw from Alipay. So now Chinese people, they are tightening their security and stuff like that regarding such trading.
Okay,
But
okay. So
there's always such an opportunity for you to trade if you are
yeah.
outside.
I mean, we are actually talking about the possibilities of making $5,000 a month. I mean, things on that kind of scale. But yeah, I like the way you answered the question, because that was what I was actually trying to ascertain. That is in terms of acceptability in China.
Yes.
How the climate is actually taking it. You know, the US has opened up right now, which of course is the reason why that's the next place I'm taking a flight to. PayPal currently is now accepting Bitcoin officially for payment all around. And for those of you in the space, I think you know that all cryptocurrencies around the world are on a bull run right now, because people have actually now begun to realize what it actually is. But then again,
Okay, Mr. Robert, we can hear you. So, I think okay. Host, can you please mute him so that we move on to another person? When his network is better, then we get back to him. So I'll read a question here. It says, what's the best cooperation method with Chinese investors on partnerships you've had in others?
Yes, in terms of
Ms. Harmon, come again.
Okay, he said, what's the best cooperation method with Chinese investors on partnerships you've had in others? That's the question. If that was what was typed. Yes. I don't know if it's so clear.
Yeah, Mr. Adom, if you're hearing, maybe you can unmute and then just be clear on that.
Okay, please.
Yeah, actually, it's a lady.
Oh, Miss Adom. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Yeah, I want to know about partnership methods like with Chinese investors. You know, some people want to probably just invest and then reap back the benefits over a period of time, while others want to own shares in the company or in the corporation you're setting up. So I think usually this is the biggest challenge because when you are when you're looking at a long-term business and maybe your goals might not really match over a period of time. So I want to know, like, per your experience, since you've had partnerships with Chinese investors, I want to know, like, some methods that probably worked for you gentlemen, and if you could share with us how to navigate maybe putting in place some good clauses to protect your idea or to protect your please, can you understand me?
Yes, yes,
I'm
yes.
trying to be as clear
I
as
can
possible.
understand. This is it's much clearer.
Yeah,
okay, so
thank
first,
you.
let me tell you how the Chinese business works. In China, Chinese people believe in nothing goes out because they have a fear. There is this phobia in China that we don't trust whoever is outside of us, outside. Yes, so whoever is outside, we don't really trust the person that much, you know. So many Chinese people, most of the model, this is how it works. Most of them would like to be the owners of the business. Most of them would like to be the owners of the business. Um, my first experience with the Invest in Ghana project was I took this man. Um, he is a Italian shoe maker in Guangzhou, one of the biggest. We went to Ghana, stayed in Ghana for like a week, surveyed the whole place, looked at the opportunities and everything. And his statement was he wants to come. He would like to be in Ghana and then run the business. He already has businesses in Ethiopia and then in Kenya. So I was convincing him to open one of his business lines in Ghana. And the whole thing was maybe at that time I wasn't grown because I had just started and I was so little. I had very little knowledge in this whole thing because he was like, I want you to go and then we work together. Now, working together for them is you are not investing money and they are doing the investment, but working together is you are working for them. So you become the director of the business. But now later, I grew to understand one of the businesses that we're working on in Liberia right now is we put into the contract, I'm having, as a consultant, I'm having about 5 to 10% of the business. even though I'm not the one going to be working, but I put that in a clause. And then we get lawyers to verify, and then also we have lawyers to help us run the whole thing. So it's very important, not just in words, go as a professional, and let them know this is the opportunity, this is what I am helping you to achieve. And if I do this, this is how much I want in this business. Because at the end of the day, the business we're doing in Liberia, for instance, they are 100% putting in the money. I'm not putting in any dime. But what I'm putting in is using my resources, because the human resource networking, like I said, is very, very, very important, because the people do not know. I'm not a Liberian, but I was able to lobby to get people in Liberia to work with me, and they accepted that. So for them, it is, they will not give you the money. I don't know, but I haven't seen any Chinese where they would give you the money, go to Africa, and we will be in China and give us update. They don't work like the Europeans. They don't work like the Western people. They work as in we have to be present, know what is going on, and be part of the business. And that is why most Chinese would leave China and go to Africa and be selling brodier and kontomire, and then in Papua, all on the street, because they would not let someone go down to do this, you know. So I don't know if I've answered that well. Is that okay, Miss Adom?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Or any follow-up question would be okay.
Yeah, it's actually what I have experienced, and I think it is something that the African youth should pay attention to, because I believe we have so much potential and we have so many ideas, but we are limited financially. But if we can, like you said, your connection is value, and without it, there is no business. So if we can put our value on a scale, even though we are not the ones investing, but our ideas and our stuff, if we can try to at least own, I think, per my understanding, at least own at least 45% of the business, making us, if not majority shareholders, because we have the idea. I think this way we can build wealth, and we can also sustain Africa, because it seems like there are a lot of businesses being set up, but the percentage that belongs to us Black people or to us African people who are giving the ideas out is very little. Per my experience too, not just talking not only you, like per my experience too. And I just think if there can be a solution to that, it would really there would be a great shift in the next 10 to 15 years in the African economy. So yeah, that's my contribution, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Maybe I can add just something little, if that's okay.
Yes.
So I'm
Yes.
driving, that's why my camera is off. But with in relation to partnering with Chinese companies back home, the truth is this: we've had the opportunity to take a lot of Chinese companies back home. Some of them are doing well, some of them are, not doing so well. Is because one, when usually a Chinese person invests in it back home, they are looking to partner with the locals for about 3 years, and then they're going to probably break off after 3 years. Hardly would you find a Chinese company working together with a Ghanaian partner for like 10 years in Ghana. They are rare instances. But the first thing that you usually have to do or advise you is, if you want to take a Chinese company back home, make sure that you have clear motives. You both know, sorry, exactly what the plan is. Make sure there's contracts, everything involved, because you might not have the finances, but money is not the only equity you can put in a company. One other equity you can put in is even your knowledge of the culture. That is an equity on its own. Your knowledge of the culture, the language, there are several things. So I'll advise you that you have a proper document that binds both of you that, okay, you at least for the next 3 years, we have to work together. If not, this is the penalty that you have to pay. And that is how most of them actually, they're working very well in Ghana now. And the other thing I also just, I'd like to let you know is that you also have to make sure that you have a good relationship with them if you want to work with them in Ghana. Don't just look at them like, okay, these are some um, people who I'll get cash from, but building, because Chinese people value, this guanxi, they value relationship more than anything else. So if you work with them, having a good relationship aside having a good financial, having a clear motive, it helps a lot. And also another thing is that our cultural differences sometimes will clash. For example, punctuality is one thing we are not, sometimes we have some issues with, forgive me to say that. But if they see that you're somehow able to work together, they understand your culture, we understand your culture, it helps a lot. And finally, another thing is that do the proper research. Like Mr. Chase said, if you just take any Chinese home because, oh, it's a good opportunity, you might end up going home and you end up losing a lot of money. If you put something there as equity, to be like, oh, I'm sorry, the business didn't work. Give me whatever you have. I'm taking it back. Just like the face shield. A lot of people didn't read into it. They invested a lot of money in it and they lost. So I'll advise that make sure that you have a clear motive, and your equity might not be only money, but there are several forms of equity that you can also invest to be a partner, and value that relationship, also the cultural differences, and then also do your proper research before you go. Thanks.
Mm. Yeah, well said.
Okay. Thank you for the submission. We will take a question from KK. KK, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello, I'm in Accra at the moment. I'm a medical student in Nanjing. I'm back home because of the pandemic. I had a question for all the speakers today. I wanted to find out that with regards to growth and finding the right opportunities in terms of investment opportunities, if the speakers could share with us what factors they consider before they make the final step into making the investment, and also if they could share with us, a more detailed example from their lives in terms of the investments, if that wouldn't be too intrusive. Please, is my mic on? As I heard.
Yes, it's still on.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So please.
Okay, so for me, maybe I can begin and then Mr. Chevafor can add. For me, what I look out for with this investment or opportunities is I'm looking at the long-term plan, and also I look at the short-term plan. So for the short-term plan, what exactly do I need? Am I doing this to solve a problem right now, or I'm doing this just for fun? And then for the long-term plan, am I doing this for how long do I want to do this in the long run? So these are the questions that will be coming in my mind, like going through my mind, and then I'll be able to take the final decision. Yeah, because one example, like you said, is I decided to stay in China and also work on. I was working with a German when I graduated from university. I had an internship with a German company, and after with this German company, and at that time I was also doing a teaching job. So I was working with this German at this company and then also teaching in the evening. And so after my year contract, then the question is, do I go home or do I continue? And then they later wanted me to, was working out for me to go to South Africa or to go to one of the African companies or their subsidiaries in Africa. And I was still waiting. But the school that I was working with gave me an offer that they would give me a work permit, which was very rare at that time for let me use the word like for a black, and then also from Ghana, and they would want to do this. So I looked at, okay, so what is my long-term plan? My long-term plan is to establish businesses in China and also home. So taking an advantage of the permit that the school would now give me, it's a brilliant idea. In the long run, it would help me develop my businesses in China. No, so these are some of the things. It's personal, and you can look at what exactly you want to know, and how far you want to go with. Any follow up questions, KK?
Thank you. I took from the example that it's very personal in terms of the position that you're in and the advantages that come. And I think that I would have to find with what you said, I would have to find what would be more comfortable for me in line with my ambitions.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'd like to also know what the other speakers have to say about it.
Okay, so sorry, I think Mr. Che wanted to answer, but I want to quickly say something.
Please.
You see, okay, thank you, Che. You know, for doing business back in Ghana or wanting to invest, it comes with a lot of surprises. That's the honest truth. Sometimes you might plan that, oh, every month I'm going to make $2,000, $3,000, but there is a lot of surprises that might happen. And the other thing that you have to look at is that things might not always go the way that you plan. You might have a long Excel sheet that, okay, I'm taking these people back home, I want to do this, but it might not work that way. So my advice to you is that, again, always do the proper research if you want to do anything back home or even in China. And to the point that let there be, if you're not going to do it by yourself, you're going to find a Chinese partner that will go with you to Ghana. Make sure that every single thing is in a contract. You find a lawyer in Ghana and in China to help you with that. There is one example I'll give you since you're in Ghana. There is one company that is producing trucks in Ghana at the moment. They built an assembly plant. The president was even there, not this year, to help open the place. But this company was sent to Ghana by a Ghanaian in China about 14 years ago. And this company was not able to have any binding contract with them. The same, and even Yutong Bus. Yutong Bus is the one that actually did the buses for Ghana during is it Afghan 2008 or something like that. Several companies have gone to Ghana, Chinese companies, but because there was not any binding contract, they always decided, oh, I'm going to leave these people. So I advise that if you want to do anything, if it has to do with the Chinese, let it be a binding contract that it says that, okay, for the next 5 years, you can't leave me if we are to work together. And if you're looking for something, just like Chase said, there are several opportunities there, but if your Chinese is not that good, check on Amazon. Amazon has, you see, there is a page on Amazon called Trending. You can always find out what is trending. A few years ago, what was trending, people made money out of was just a banana toothbrush. There are several things that are trending that people are really not really aware of. The fidget spinner, several of them that even if you're a student, you'll be able to send back home, generate some little income, and it would help you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to move on to the next speaker with regards to my question.
Mr. Chebafo, anything to add? Do you have anything to add to the question?
Oh, I think they've actually said it all. Because you need to have a clear motive and a clear plan. You need to do your research and what are you interested in. That also help you to find the right investor or what you want to invest back home. You need to do research. You need to discern right into it because you don't want to indulge yourself in something that you have failure at the end of the day. Failure is inevitable. It happens. I believe that all the big men on the platform, I believe that everyone at some point in time, we have failed. We have experienced failure in business, relationships, school, stuff like that. It happens. But you come back again, you do more research on what you really want to do. That will help you. You should have a specific target that will help you to locate for those investors in China, angel investors, whatever investors. There are a lot of investors in China, and there are ways to find them. Sometimes you need to talk to a lot of Chinese, like my bro George was saying that he goes to places where he washes his car. There are locations where you can find all these investors, some online, some offline. There's a session on Fiverr. There's this guy there. He's saying that I'll help you find investors in Hong Kong, Korea, and those places. So if you need German investor, you can go on Fiverr. You can search over there. That person will give you leads. So you should have a business plan. If you don't have a business plan on Fiverr too, there are people that will give you a professional business plan. All you have to do is narrate what you want to them, what you want him to do, and those people will prepare a professional one for you. Normally too, if you want to pitch for an investor or something like that, you should have a good business plan. You should have the ability to do elevator pitch. All these things you have to research and practice, because if the investor is here, it's not only about you talking, it's not only about the plan. They should feel that in your body language and how you speak, the passion you have in this, and your vision and your purpose in pursuing this. So if they know that your mind is about profit, money, they will turn away. Chinese people love money, or any other investor, they all love money, but they want to know from your. So always you need to have a clear motive, a good business plan. You learn how to pitch for investors. Do elevator pitch. There are other platforms. There's this guy, Stephen Mosley. He do webinars every Monday morning. I think he's in the US, Silicon Valley. He allow people to practice, do elevator pitch, practice their business plan on his channel. And if your project is good, he can send it to those gurus and those big men over there to help with your project. So you can check him out. I don't have his, I do have him on Eventbrite. I found him over there. So as I was giving my presentation, Eventbrite, Meetup, there are a lot of businessmen over there. I joined several groups. I have a group in Dubai. There are investors over there. They put projects, I need this, I need that. There was one time, was it 3 weeks ago, this guy from Dubai, he called me because I'll join one of their webinars. And he was telling me that what he is doing in Congo, he's from Dubai, and what he is doing with his brother is that they sell feature phones. Feature phones is like those yam phones, those typing phones that they use. He said every month they ship one container, every month. Every month they sell 30,000 feature phones. And I was like, really? You're not even an African, you're making this huge sums of money. And it is about how you value yourself, your credibility. So you have to be a person of value. That is our time to build ourselves up, so that when you approach somebody, they knew that you are a person of value, because your portfolio speaks well of you. With you having no experience in this area, nothing here, nothing there, it will be pretty difficult for them to invest in you. So it is all about doing more research. You learn from people, you join companies, you partner, you learn internship, stuff like that. For them seeing such portfolio like this, it will be able for them to help you. I hope this is making sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Thank you. There was a question from somebody asking about the type of businesses we can do in China, but I think it was in the first presentation. So if Mr. Cheba, you could put in your presentation in the chat, it would help. You can also send it to us, then we forward it to the various groups. Okay, so yeah, okay. Your PowerPoint presentation. Thank you. Mr. Eben, Dr. Eben, please, you can unmute yourself and speak.
Good evening.
Good evening.
And, thank you for the opportunity. We want to thank all the speakers for your great contribution. Just a little quick one I wanted to chip in. In addition to the business proposals and ideas which have been given, I think as students, we can begin from another angle too, in addition. I met a young man in my home here in Nanjing, and he told me something that I regretted not doing. It is possible to have a double degree in China. Now, during your first year.
Please, we can hear you.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Hello? Oh.
Dr. Eben, please, we cannot hear you.
I can hear you. We can hear you.
You can hear me, right?
Loud and clear.
Am I okay now?
Yes, yes. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you.